and welcome to this episode of That Bearded HR Guy. I'm That Bearded HR Guy. Let's talk about something that every organization says they care about, but very few actually solve. Why do top performers leave? Because it's rarely about one thing, and it's almost never a surprise to the employee. When you look at the common reasons, lack of leadership, lack of trust, feeling undervalued, no growth path, burnout, none of these are new. But what's interesting is this. These aren't exit reasons. They're experience failures that build over time. Employees don't wake up one day and quit. They slowly disconnect long before they ever leave. And this is where most organizations get it wrong. They try to solve retention with isolated fixes, a recognition program here, a training there, maybe a new performance tool. But none of that works if the overall employee development ecosystem is disconnected. Because every single reason someone leaves can be traced back to a break in the ecosystem. Let's break it down. Lack of leadership and trust. That's a breakdown in ongoing conversation and visibility. If leaders aren't consistently connecting, coaching, and showing up, trust erodes. Feeling undervalued. That's a failure in feedback and recognition. If impact isn't acknowledged in real time, people assume it doesn't matter. No growth path. That's a career development gap. If employees can't see where they're going, they'll find it somewhere else. Lack of challenge. That's a development planning issue. Growth doesn't come from doing more tasks. It comes from meaningful stretch. Burnout. That's a system design problem. When performance is measured by output without support, you don't get excellence. You get exhaustion. Lack of inclusion and unfair pay. That's alignment. If employees don't feel heard or fairly rewarded, everything else loses credibility. Here's the hard truth. Most organizations don't lose top performers because they lack talent strategy. They lose them because their strategy isn't connected. They have onboarding, they have performance reviews, they have development tools, and they don't have a system that brings it all together. In a true employee development ecosystem, like my continuous communication model, onboarding sets direction. Ongoing conversations create clarity. Performance drives insight. Development builds capability. Career visibility fuels movement, and succession planning creates opportunity. When those pieces are connected, people don't just stay, they grow. Trying to fix retention, don't start with perks. Start with your ecosystem and continuous conversations and communication. Because at the end of the day, people don't leave companies, they leave broken experiences. If this resonates, follow along for more real talk on talent, performance, and building systems that actually keep your best people. Thank you for watching this episode of That Bearded HR Guy. We'll see you next time.